In these problems, we're being asked to round to the nearest 10 or the nearest 100. In some of these problems, yeah, there's one that's nearest 100. And so when you see nearest 10, what that means is that your answer is going to end in 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, or 90, and not any ones digits beyond that. If it's nearest 100, it's going to be 100 or 200 or 300, etc. So the rules for rounding. So let's say you want to do this round 89 to the nearest 10. What you're going to do is figure out in your head where 89 would fall on a number line between the two tens. It's between 80 and 90. It's definitely closer to 90. So in this case, we call it rounding up. We round 89 up to 90. So that your answer there is going to be 90. And in fact, any number 5 or above goes up to 90, and any number below 5 goes to 80. 5 is sort of a special case. It's exactly in between, and we just decide, all of us together, we agree we're going to round those up. So that's just how we do it. So that's rounding to the nearest 10. If you wanted to do that to the nearest 100, you're just going to do the same kind of thing, except instead of looking at the ones digit and whether it's 5 and above or not, you'd look at the tens digit and use that as your guide. Let's try one more to the nearest 10 before we go on to the 100. So this one says round 879 to the nearest 10. Now don't let that hundreds place throw you off. That's going to come along for the ride. So we're definitely going to have the 800 part, but it's 79 that we need to round to the nearest 10. And just like 89, this ones digit is greater than 5, so it's going to round up to 80. So 879 rounded to the nearest 10 is 880. Okay, let's do some hundreds. So this one says round 165 to the nearest 100. So you could do this in a couple of ways. You could think to yourself, okay, 165 is between, if I did this on a number line, it's between 100 and 200. Which one is it closest to? And right in the middle would be 150, and 165 is somewhere in here, so it's closer to 200. So that's one way to think about it. The other thing to do is just to look at that tens digit and ask, is that 5 or above? If it is, round up. So we're going to round up to 200, and that is our answer. All right, we'll look at one more. We're rounding 816 to the nearest 100. So we're going to look at that tens digit and ask, is it 5 or above? No, it's not. It's below 5. So we round down to 800. So that is a little bit of work with rounding tens and hundreds.